You stand before the hope of the Achaeans, the greatest warrior to ever live, Achilles. Regard me as such, or meet my blade. Troy shall pay for the villainous acts of Paris, for no man should ever lay claim to another man's woman. To do so is vile, and I shall take his head for it. I have been told of Troy's greatest warrior, Hector. Perhaps he shall test my might. However, to my blade will fall Hector and Paris both, and any other who stands against me. Join me, compatriots, on my campaign to end this war once and for all. Watch as I best every beast and man placed before me, whether faced against an army of men, the hydra, majestic Griffin, or even Hades' own Cerberus. Never shall my feet falter in my path to destroy Troy.
Welcome everyone to our full mythological campaign, which I'm very excited about, and why could that be? Well, before I got into fantasy, like Lord of the Rings, I was into mythology. I remember being a young boy going to the library and checking out every book I could on various mythologies from all over the world. So for me, it's quite exciting to see all of this in play right now. And over here we're playing, naturally, as Achilles, and in time, around turn 15, we're going to get an expedition to hunt down one of the great mythological creatures. I think I'll go for Cerberus. He's a good boy. They're a good boy. Now over here, I could go over the basics, and I'll go over a few, but I'm sure many of you know about the Achilles campaign. We've got our food up here, our wood, stone, bronze, and gold for all of our resources, and we've got enemies to go after. We've got great champions to challenge. None are too close to me right now. I'm going to get them eventually. Now, I could confront them. Oh, I was hoping that maybe he would fight me then and there, but he chose not to. Hot-blooded Achilles. Achilles is prone to grandiose mood swings that can severely impact those under his command. I'm in this picture and I don't like it. So we're proud. That's good to know. We'll have a few other issues later on. Later we'll be outraged for fun, just for a bit of fun as a treat. Now, let's go into battle before we do anything. We can also look at what we have. We've got champions of Phthia. We've got Aegean runners, Pythian spears, Thessalian marines, Aegean javelin men, and Centaur scouts. Now, these are bona fide mythological creatures. They're not men riding horses. No, they are the horse. Now, let's come over here and have our battle. Here's one enemy. Ah, so you lead for the Elopians. You're about to elope with my spear in just a moment, buddy. Let's get into battle. It's time for our very first battle over here. Now, I've got to use the local terrain if I want to win easily, and I can definitely do that. So right over here is where I'm going to move my main forces. My more mobile forces can move over to the right flank. They might not see a lot of action, but I do believe that's a pretty good choice. And here we go right now. I've got my Aegean javelin men. I've got over here my champions of Phthia. Now they're very good. I'll be seeing them a lot on the battlefield. I love what they're wearing, by the way. I would wear that to work. Pythian spears right over here too. They're able to switch weapons. They could put their shields on their back and then use their spears as a two-handed weapon. Then over here on the front lines, we've got Achilles, and he'll keep all of our enemies busy. I've got my javelin men and runners over here too. They're quite mobile and they can deal a lot of damage. I've got to be careful with them. As you can see, they do have armor, but not too much, only 35. Now, their shields have a 40% chance to block enemy missiles too. Let's have a look over here. I've got my Centaur scouts, I've got my young spears, and my Thessalian marines too, just waiting. Whoa, these are very dense woods. But have a look at them. Fully mythological. Now that's what I like to see. Oh man, could you imagine the smell? I remember I used to briefly work on a horse ranch. You get used to it for sure, but I don't know if I would really enjoy that if those horses were partially people. I would say, hey man, come on, quit going into stalls or the fields. Leave me in peace. Alright, so now we're back over here where our forces are going to hold a choke point. Eventually we'll want to lure them towards us, but we can use Achilles right now as a pushing tool. We're going to allow him to push right in, and he's going to be able to move away their ranged advantage. I've got javelins, they've got slingers over here. That's what I need to watch out for. Okay, here's my javelin men. Now I do a lot of damage, 37 damage. Not only that, I've got armor piercing too, so I should be able to punch through any armor that they have. And here comes Achilles. He's moving up. He's got 70 armor. He deals over 1300 damage. He's pretty good at taking down enemy heroes. I do wonder about his anti-personnel capabilities. But that's what we're here to find out. Here he goes. You know, fighting during this time period as a standard soldier probably isn't that fun. You've got heroes who are either gods or demigods, and they're just able to crush you for fun. Oh yeah, look at that. They're out of here. It's like they're moving in 2 times speed currently. But that's great bait for me. Have a look over here. I've got my units now moving in. Eventually, my Centaur scouts are going to hit them. They've got some ranged attacks too. I've got my Aegean runners. That was the entire goal, to get them away. Now we can move in again. I've got my javelins right over here. They also have Centaur warriors, 35 for their armor. They have shields too. They're not doing very well though. They're trying to move a bit, but I'm now moving up my spears, just in time, by the way. I've got my Pythian spears right over here. They're taking a few casualties, but now my javelins are hitting them. Hopefully we'll be able to glean a few kills. There's Achilles fighting. He's using Vanquish right now, getting a charge bonus and a speed bonus, but he's already in combat, so it's really not a big deal. Victory. Here comes my scouts right now. They're gonna butcher every slinger over here. Now, they've got 37 melee attack. Oh yeah, they've got it. They've got it right now. Goodbye. Later. How many of you have played a Centaur over in D&D? When it comes to like stairs or ladders, how have you solved your problems, or even spacing, or space issues in general? There we go. These two get to duel for a time. Why don't we just move around and take care of them? Alright, let's zoom out again. We're gonna have cinematic views, but also I'm gonna go over what my plans are. Like over here, their Centaur warriors are being butchered by my javelins, who have over 25 kills. We're holding and fighting their light swordsmen. Eventually we'll need some help over here to quickly get rid of them. Now, look at that. They've got young spears, but they're being hit by my young spears and my Aegean runners. There's a simultaneous charge. That got them. They're gonna fall apart now. My scouts have 121 kills. My Centaurs are pretty much done. Over here, we've got my Marines who are flanking the enemy light swordsmen. The Centaurs are done for. They're running now. That's our first battle. We're pretty much done here. We have completely crushed them all. But there we go. Our very first battle completed. We've got to watch out when it comes to javelins. What about you, pal? That hero is still fighting. What a brave guy. But look around. You were too busy fighting. Now it's over. Achilles has won. Let's move on. Well, we got them pretty good. That gave me 500 experience, over 300 food, and 17 bronze. Maybe they had some bronzing oil around, I don't know. Now let's have a look over here. So I've got 28 who died in battle, which is quite few. I captured, what, 60? They lost all but 26 men. Now I could take them on. I did lose a few. That's fair. I don't really need extra food and bronze from them. I'll get more later on. I don't need to depend on what they have. There we go. So one mission completed. The treacherous Olopians have advanced with their forces, which now threaten your lands and the livelihood of your people. March out with your army, and I did. There we go. So now I've got more bronze and more food. Let's have a look right over here. So I've got to get more soldiers. They want me to have 12 total. Once I do that, I'll gain 300 food and 100 more bronze, which is pretty darn easy. Now at rank 2, what do I want to pick up? I could get Frenzy, but my stamina would go down. However, I would be able to attack a lot faster. I would deal more weapon damage. But over here, I've got what? Blood of Heracles. I do like the idea of that ability. Interesting. Provides rage when activated. Blood of Heracles, 45 seconds, and more melee attack. You know what? I think I'll go down that route. We're talking about Heracles, and I want to enact his power in battle. Alright, so there we go now. We also, again, need to recruit, so we could go after their town. If we do that, we're going to have to fight a few units. which is completely fine. That gives me time to recuperate, then I get to recruit, and that's a good idea to me. Let's go do that. We might as well just beat him now. Siege battles can be pretty difficult. Naturally, Achilles is charging out and he's going to climb up the wall and hopefully keep them busy. Let's have a look over here. I'm going to have to adjust my plans. Now when it comes to my Pythian spears, I have them currently using their spears as a two-handed weapon. I could have kept their shields up, but I thought they would be okay. And I thought it would be important to rush over here to fight everything on the wall. But I forgot that in Troy, these fort towers are quite devastating, and they often overlap in their field of fire. But here comes our buddy. There he goes. He kills quickly, he climbs quickly. He's everywhere quickly. But there he goes. I also have a few more forces over here. It's probably not needed, but they're gonna move around. That way, they can come right over here, climb up more walls, then get inside the battlefield. They might not be able to help in the very beginning, but they can help later on. But here we go now. I've got my engineered runners, I've got over here my Pythian spears, and my champions too. My champions are by far the most important unit. They deal 167 damage. Achilles is still over here. My other goal is to also keep all of their ranged units busy. If I can do that, I'm gonna have a good time. If I don't do that, I'm not gonna have a good time. People are gonna get shafted. He's already killed a few of them. They're not really paying attention to him. He's like, look, pay attention to me like my father did, all right? There we go. Ooh, off with your head, pal. All right, he's only got a few kills, so he's not able to really take out a large amount on his own, at least when it comes to anti-personnel capabilities. And over here, we're now fighting renowned slingers, and they're actually pretty durable. We're going to have to watch out for them. We're buffed up. We've got Vanquish, a charge bonus and speed. I wonder if speed bonuses help out when it comes to climbing up ladders. I doubt it, but that would be cool. All right, Achilles is still busy over here. Eventually, we'll go after their leader. And here we have my other units now moving towards that other wall. Eventually, they're going to make it, and they'll be able to help me out. Come on, you need to rush a little bit. I'm over here on my own. We're outnumbered a bit. We've got some deadly units we need to really watch out for, but we're taking over the walls. That's a good first step. Then we won't have to worry about their towers nearly as much. Look at them go. They're getting crushed. Now that's great. I forgot how much I enjoyed the siege battles in this game, just because they are pretty large and varied as well. Yeah, there we go. A warlord warmonger. He's a pretty tough guy. Alright, they're nearly ready. They're not quite ready. They're being hit by a fort tower. They're climbing up. I wonder if it would be interesting to actually see people in the towers, and if you kill them, well, that's it. Then you can take away a few men from a unit to resupply that tower with a few more men, or to reinforce that tower. That way there's still a penalty, and they also need to travel over there. I think that could be pretty interesting. There's Achilles again. We won't have to worry about him at all. His morale is going to be fine. He's fighting in the middle of a bunch of young spears. My goal is to get my men down. It can be a bit difficult. It may take some time until they're all over here. We've broken their walls. Their islanders are fleeing now. They're broken. I've got my Aegean runners over here. The cool part is they're going to be able to throw down their weapons at anyone who's passing by. Over 50 kills right now. Look at that. Alright, it's finally time to duel their leader. Now, he's got a lot more health than I do. Let's see if we're able to hold on. I think we can. We should be able to. I'm now moving my champions over here. We're moving into melee combat because we need to. We've got to. If I don't do that, we'll take way too much damage just being hit by enemy ranged attacks. And now I'm rushing in my other units over here. They're going to come help me out after they're done climbing up those walls. I've got my runners moving down. They still have a few more throwing weapons to use. We want to keep their islanders at bay, but we also want to flank our enemies from behind. They've got plenty of units for me to go after. So we're right over here. And here we go. We're charging in. And now we're clashing a little bit. Right over here. There goes Achilles. All right, all right. My units are still moving in. We don't have much time left. They're all buffed up. If they move a little bit faster, that would be a good thing. We could end the battle even faster after that. Yeah, look at that. The young spears are broken. And we're going to be able to stop these renowned slingers who have 20 kills. My marines can easily crush them. What's over here? My Pythian spears. They're fighting light spearmen. 35 armor. 22 melee attack right now. We've got a lot more melee attack from my spears. I think we'll be okay, though we have taken a lot of damage. And over here, my runners have flanked another group. They've had to move back to go after the islanders who came back. My javelins are now moving into position. And if anyone's going to remain, they'll easily shoot them down. They'll easily throw them down. Here we go now. More young spears. Good job. Take them out. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. They're being dropped. Okay, Pythian spears, 151 kills. Light spearmen still holding. We'll want to fight them. Yeah, they're mostly broken. Not yet, though. They're mostly broken, though. Alright, my javelin men are now about to be ready. If we move them over here, that would be great. Ha! Alright, so they got here a little bit too late. We've won the battle now, it's all over. We've got a new settlement under our control. Man, did we kill 58? They lost over 600, and my soldiers butchered them. Sure, they had walls and towers, but now he's got no head. I would say he doesn't have a leg to stand on, but Achilles didn't cut off his leg. Alright, some more experience for me. Loot and occupy, we could be cruel, but we're trying to build a base here. We're trying to build a base of operations so that we can fund future campaigns whenever we go handle Hector and, you know, the boys. Alright, so there we go. We have a new location under our command. We have over here a lumber warehouse providing, let's see, more wood per turn from buildings, and they are cheaper as well. We have another location to take right down over here. I should be able to get that in time. Now, here's what I can do. These guys obviously are not very good. I could use a few more ranged units, sure. I've got food. I'll take a few militia. Why not? They can be my fodder. My other soldiers can take a break in combat and flank a little bit more, especially during a siege battle. Now, when it comes to a royal decree, I've got again a few options to really go down. Let's have a look over here. 100 wood per turn. I have no stone right now, so we're gonna work on royal stone. It'll take me, what, 9 turns? But I'll do it now. Growth would be great early on, but that's what I want right now. There's also gold too, but I'll work on stone. I'll get gold over time, and we'll see if that's truly a wise choice or not. But here's my 3 units, and now we probably need to look at diplomacy, because we're about to end our turn. Sparta, you're the only one I want to talk with right now. What about... Okay, so you want wood. 160 wood. I'll give you some wood. I don't want to fight Menelaus. Not soon, not yet. Maybe later though. He might anger me a bit. But for now, we can have a peace treaty. So, we'll go over our plans in just a little while. We need to see what our enemies might do, but we do have a short-term goal. We've got to come over here. Cerinthos. I've got to take it. I've got to take everything over here. What a beautiful statue, by the way. I'm currently issuing my own decree. It'll take 8 more turns. I'll get food and wood for that, and I've got to recruit 1 more soldier to complete muster the troops, which means even more benefits. It's all passive stuff I can easily pick up. And maybe later we can get some giants over here in Eretria. Now, I've got a rival to beat up on, Elops. Let's have a look at Living Legend. Yeah, he didn't want to fight me. Now, let's see. Doubt and uncertainty. The people now doubt that Achilles truly is a living legend. We're going to choose to show them the error of their ways through combat. So if I do that here, confront and defeat all challengers to gain minus 20% to upkeep cost of all units, which is incredibly good. And let's see, we also get extra units for instant recruitment. That'll be quite handy. And finally, plus 4 to influence. I'll beat them when I can. But we do have one over here. I can reach him in 1 turn. Yeah, sure. Let's go have a fight. Then later we can figure out where we need to go. Now here's another pretty big battle. We're having to fight them in a pretty open location, but we'll want to get to a few decent positions. Now there's also mud. That mud is going to slow us down, I'm not too concerned about it. We do have more units now. I've got some militia fodder. I've got some slingers too. Some Achaean slingers. I've got my marines moving in. All of my units now moving in. I'm going to use my militia over here. And Achilles, he's going to have to move in. Ah, there's my dear rival. You think I'm going to let you pull some Odysseus type of maneuver and just shoot at me the entire time? I think not. They've got light spearmen. They've got islanders. Bowmen over here. 14 damage, but if you allow them to sustain their volleys, they can kill so many. Look at that. They've dealt so much damage already, but that's why I've got militia. Imagine you join the local militia. I'll do my dad proud. I'll defend my village or town or whatever. Then you hear your commander just talking about how he's just going to use you as fodder. That's got to feel bad. That's what I'm doing right now. Alright, so we're going after their enemy leader, their enemy hero. And over here, I've got my marines, I've got my young spears, my javelin men. I've got over there my centaur scouts, and we're also charging in using my militia. They should be able to keep them here for quite some time. I think that's very much possible. I think it won't be too difficult to keep them busy while we destroy their armies. Now, I've got my Aegean runners close by. My champions are moving in. They're just going to support. I don't want them too far back because enemy ranged units will be able to hit us. Their slingers have 8 kills right now. I've got my own slingers now focusing on them. More spears are moving in. We are overlapping and we are holding over here. We just need to let them fight for a little while. Okay. So way over here we've got Achilles again. He's having to contend with not one hero, but 2. My young spears are getting into position. I want them to flank. They're doing that now. My javelins are also dealing some damage. A very good flank, too. But now we don't want to throw too many javelins over there, or we could have way too much friendly fire, though. They're doing pretty well right now. That's great. Now, my centaur scouts are also close by. We're breaking enemies. We're breaking their will to live. Nice. Alright, Achilles, you're still going. I did use my Vanquish again, providing more charge bonus and speed. And he's able to use his blood whenever. The blood of Heracles. Slingers are still taking damage. I do want to hit them eventually, but we're also attacking these bowmen. The little white bar is going down. There goes their morale. We're charging in, killing them. Oh, that's awesome. Got him. Okay, let's have a look at their front line again. They're largely breaking. We're just grouping up now and going after what's left. So it looks like the battle is over. We have crushed them all. Eventually we'll have tougher battles, but early on we are dominating them. It's great. It's good. And we have won. That's it for our battle. Look at that. They're all fleeing. What a bunch of cowards. We got them. We gained gold, experience, food, and bronze. We lost over 100. They lost over 1,170. Okay, I probably could have counted the 2 as well, but alright, it's done. I'm Achilles, not a mathematician. I'm going to occupy again because I'm not here to punish these people. I'm only here to fight their, well, greatest champions or supposed greatest champions. And there we go. We own all of Elopia. Now, what do we want to build here? That's a really good question. I've got to be careful because as we could see, there's many penalties I could pick up. It's meant to balance everything out, I suppose. Ooh, one Medusa would be great. Any of these would be great, but I'll have to wait and see what I can pick up in the future. But there we are. Level 3. The Way of Ares. I will get +5 to my melee attack of my hero, more to my hit points. Over here, even more damage. We've got to deal damage. We're going hard on the damage. I've got a lot already, don't get me wrong. But I'm here to hit even harder than that. When I land, I want to break through a skull. For fun. For a bit of fun. Let's come over here. I've got one. Eumelos, where are you? You're over in Magnesia. I would like to beat them all. Oh no, wait. You want me to fight Ajax the Lesser? But we're friendly. We're buddies right now. I don't like that. Maybe I'll do it for a challenge, but I'm not quite sure yet. We'll have to see in time. Alright. So, my mood has begun to shift a bit. Outraged has changed by 5%. Understood. Oh yeah, it's going up. I'm gonna have to be very, very careful. Sapper for Achilles. -1 to enemy siege holdout time. Okay. And more morale for all units in a siege battle. We've taken out so many people too, so we'll have to watch out and see what we'll do. Let's have a look over here in Patilion. I've built one Victoria, so I've got one building completed. And over here I've got a practice range if I want some more ranged units. I've got over in my capital Centaur plans. Okay, good to know. I could get more of them. And I probably should later on, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I've also, of course, got control of an entire province, so currently I'm focusing on organizing games to provide more happiness and growth as well. When it comes to what I want to fight, coming down over here seems like a pretty good idea. I mean, it just seems right. Abantes, all of it. I would like to have it all. Now we could come over here to Skyros. Yeah, before Achilles went on to fight in the Trojan War, he was told by his mother to come hide over here. Thetis, the sea nymph, by the way. And he hid among the court maidens, disguised as a woman. Odysseus was sent to go get him, so he disguised himself as a peddler. And all the court maidens were looking at his baubles and trinkets, but one of them was looking at the weapons he had. That was Achilles. I was wondering if they actually had Lycomedes here. Now, do not trust the king of the Dolopians near a cliff. If you want to know why, ask Theseus. He pushed him off of a cliff. So now, we might actually take him out too, just because of that. How dare you kill a great hero? Shame on you. I need to get one more unit. So what I could do, I could head back home for now and pick up my Centaurs, and I think that's a pretty good idea. When it comes to income, I'm doing okay. I'm still working on getting more stone, but we're pretty much done right now. Let's see. They want me to have control of 2 provinces total. Sure, that won't be too difficult. I'm still waiting on one of my events as well. Well, there we go. 200 more stone and 350 wood. Pretty good. Alright, so right now they want me to upgrade the main building of any settlement. These missions are great because I'm going to do all of that anyway. Now what? Oh, they're talking to me about provincial growth. I don't need your advice, old man. I'm Achilles. I can kick butt and also administrate pretty well too. Alright, here we are. We're getting more replenishment. Let's have a look. I could get more spearmen. Yeah, when it comes to upkeep, I'm not too worried about things. I've got a lot of food. Now, I would like to pick up a few centaur fighters. I've got scouts currently. They're not too bad. Light horsemen. I do like that more. They do have a poor defense. Over here, my hunters have good armor-piercing damage. Alright, I'll take 1, 2, then 3. That should do it. Alright, 500 food for one of you, 550 for you. Then beyond that, 120 for upkeep, 110 for upkeep. I've got the food I need, but after having these units here, I'll be able to run down anyone. It's going to be great, I think. Okay, let's have a look around. If I upgrade my boat stands into ship stands, I would lose a lot of wood, but that's okay. I've got to maximize what I can in my capital. Now, Farai is also quite important to me. And even though they're really not too hostile towards me, I would like to complete my province. The easiest way to do that would be to beat them. Then I could get what? More centaurs. I could get over here some bronze and even more food. That could be a good idea. One mission completed. 300 food, 100 bronze. The returned. Interesting. Otreus over here. They want me to beat him. He popped up. He went as a pilgrim hermit, one of the elder priests of Poseidon. Interesting. So he returned as one altogether different. Whenever he went, the people told of how at night, in the light of the torches, his shadow appeared many-limbed and many-headed. Around him sometimes burst out screams and brazen clashes, seemingly out of nowhere, like something half-heard, half-remembered. Other priests have now told you of his terrifying transgression. He has chained the shades of warriors, their bones unburied, to his own shadow, and he is at the threshold of your lands. We've got to beat him. Let's see, then I'll get Spearmasters of Elysium. Oh, a very unique event over here. Let's go fight Otreus. How dare you wrong our people. Now we're fighting Shades. These poor men. We've got over here Marksmen of Elysium. 58 damage, and they're able to demoralize you too. They've also got armor piercing, a lot of armor piercing. So we'll want to entangle them. We've also got wretched shades, we'll look at them in just a little while. Over here I've got my javelin men and my runners. And way over on my right flank I've got all of my mini centaurs, and I've got a lot too. Have a look at that group. Alright. Then on my front lines I've got my militia on the front lines. Poor guys. I've got my spearmen right over here, my marines and my young spears. They're gonna flank later. Achilles has already charged in. We're going after the enemy leader. We can easily beat him, I believe. The shades might be a little bit different. So over here we've got wretched shades, 20 armor, 53 damage. Okay. They've got a few things over here like unbreakable, revel in death. It's constant. If deaths reach 1800, they deal more damage overall. Okay, so now we're charging in. It's going to be a fairly long battle. There goes all of my centaurs right now. There's a duel going on close by. They're polite enough to let them duel safely. And there we go. Alright, so everyone is charging in. We're trying to get rid of their marksmen, and quickly. Yeah, these are a bunch of missions we'll have to do in order to, of course, see more mythical creatures. I actually like them a lot. I think they're fun, and I can't wait to actually get Cerberus, or maybe a hydra, or even a Griffin. We'll see in time. So we're over here right now fighting a group of wretched shades. There goes my Aegean runners. Now, they've got what, 34 melee attack, 39 melee defense. These guys over here have how much? 20 melee attack, but 45 melee defense. Wow. And a lot more morale. They're just not going to break. We're going to have to take them all down. That's really where it's tough. They don't break. They just kind of sit here and annoy you forever. Yeah. If I'm worried about just eating food and living in my village, I don't think I want to fight a bunch of shades. That's going to be pretty spooky. We would need like a Greek version of Scooby-Doo and the gang. Alright, so what's over here now? I've got my marines close by. I'm still trying to entangle all of them. Let's zoom out and have a look real quick. Yeah, we've got most of them. We're coming over here to go after the marksmen. We're now hitting these wretched shades from behind. There we go. They are now encircled. We've got the numbers. Then we'll get our own special unit too, and they should be quite strong. We're going to need them, because I'm going to push pretty fast. I mean pretty darn fast. We've done it. They're nearly all defeated. We've got Achilles breaking them up. And it's over now. There's only a few left. Yeah, have a look over there. My centaurs won. And it's over. Now they can rest. That was a pretty tough one, but we did it. We beat him. So we're fighting now more mythical creatures. We're fighting shades, men who are bound here. I'm gonna take them on. That's a pretty substantial amount of men to replenish. So there we go. That's been done. That faction is gone, and I get to come back over here to patch up for a turn or two. I would like to go to Alos, because again, we're going over here to the northeast. The Magnetes need to be defeated. I'm only level 3 right now, which is fine. Living Legend, Hot-Blooded Achilles. Oh, I'm getting pretty outraged. We'll see what happens after that triggers at some point. Alright, so I can upgrade my core building over here. I've got the wood for it. We'll do it right now, sure. No one should be attacking me yet. That might change in a turn or two, but they're not doing it right now. Alright, so now we get to patch up.
I am a legend.
I can pick you guys up over here. Sure. No upkeep. Spearmasters of Elysium. Their weight class is heavy. I don't have to really worry about them being flanked. And they're unbreakable. Heck yeah. Wow, I'll take them right now. Thank you so much. Let's have a look over here. Revel in Death. It's constant. Alright. Active if total battle deaths reached 1800. And once that happens, they get 30% more weapon damage, 30% more armor piercing damage, and 50% more melee attack. Now that's really good. Alright. And over here we've got Pact of Punishment. Duration 100 seconds, target self. Unit will be sent back to the underworld. Now that I don't like. Here's a new trait. Firm but fair. This one is sometimes stern, sometimes stony, but always entirely equitable. +1 to happiness in a local province. Now, I told you that I was coming up over here. I know I've got a non-aggression pact with them, but I thought maybe I could break it and deal with my diplomatic penalty. But in hindsight, I thought about it. I won't be an Achilles. I won't break my treaty. I'll have to wait a few more turns in order to break my non-aggression pact. If I break it too soon, I'll still get a big penalty. Alright, so now we're coming down over here. I don't have a full army yet. Do I really want one? Do I need one right now? Maybe, sure. But I've also got very powerful units too. Instead, what we'll do, we'll come down over here and beat up on our first target, the Abantes. They're right by me, and I do want giants. Now, I wonder, what can I pick up? Nothing yet, and I'm not encamped at all. That's fine. I'm getting more and more people. Okay, so now we get to end our turn and get ready for a new battle. They want me to start a turn with 20 units in a single army. I'll get food, gold, and bronze. Now, what about praying to the gods? I didn't want to use them early on. I could get more growth and happiness, or I could focus on my combat capabilities. However, my combat capabilities are really darn good. So I think what we'll do instead, we'll come over here and help out our people. Sure, we can do that. I could spend a bit of food, or I could spend food and gold. It'll be food for now.
It will be a mighty
There,
sacrifice.
done. Aphrodite, you like me more, I don't blame you. I've got so much food, I'll keep on doing that per turn. If I forget anything at all, don't worry. I now remember, or I mostly remember. Let's come over here, we've got giants to pick up. Eliphanor, I don't like you. Your helmet is pretty cool and it angers me, alright? I wonder when I'll get my second suit of armor for Achilles. Okay, here we're going to auto-resolve. They don't outnumber me, and they're not close to my numbers. See, now he doesn't have a leg to stand on. Ha! Got him. Alright, we're gonna occupy again. I know, I'm being pretty kind. Not to their leaders, but to their people. Alright, so we've got one turn to wait over here to patch up. What do I want now? I could get another bonus. I think I want Disciple of Ares. We'll get more of a charge bonus. Yeah, I do like that more. I'll take it. Thank you so much. Alright. Can I recruit anyone? I would need more bronze to get my Warriors of Artemis. Alright. I'll take a few more spearmen. I can afford them. I'll take 3 more then. Done. Over here, Eliphanor has what? 15 units? Understood. He might outnumber me, or maybe not. We'll see in time. Well, he's going to have a garrison too, then he'll definitely outnumber me. One mission completed, alright. More stone and wood for me, I could always use more stone. I've got a new epic mission issued, interesting. So now we need to go way up over here. I'll have to wait for right now, but after we're done beating the Abantes, I'll come right on up. Now, for a fun fact about Eliphanor, he was actually a suitor of Helen, and he led a force of 30 or 40 ships to join the Greek expedition to go to Troy. Well, not in our story anyway. He's not doing that now. My blood is continuing to boil. Oh, that's gonna boil over in time. Now, I wonder about my towns over here. I'm gonna upgrade my capital. Let's do that right away. I've got the stone for it. What else do I want over here? More happiness? Sure. Give me wine. What are you trying to tell me, game? That I need alcohol to be happy? At least wine. Alright, here we go. I know we're not fully recuperated, but that's okay. We can probably beat them. They've got a pretty big army. Thankfully, they have no giants. They have bowmen, they have light spearmen, and many sword skirmishers. Now that I do not like. I am going to build one battering ram. They might even come out to attack me. Now that would be great. Let's come back over here real quick. What else can I do? I could offer a prayer, but again, that would be a lot of gold. I don't want to do that yet. We've got to wait. Now, time to wait and see, but hopefully he'll come out to fight me. That would be ideal. Now here's a major battle. I could play defensively, I could play safely, but usually when I pick a certain leader, I try to play around what I believe their mentality would be like. I feel like Achilles wouldn't be patient and waiting back over here. He would be charging right on in and saying, hey, I don't give a damn about your numbers. I'm Achilles. My men aren't, but I am. And here we go. We've got our Spearmen of Elysium. 80 armor, 85 damage. They're going to be here for a very long time. Alright, let's have a look now. They've got a major army. I'm very worried about their ranged units because, I mean, even a few groups can do a lot of damage because they'll be able to sit back and just pelt away. Or arrow away, prick away, whatever. Now I've got my Centaurs over here. I quickly learned that Centaur fighters are not very good. Scouts and hunters can do a lot more. Now Achilles, I wanted him to try to duel down their leaders early on. That way we could just break the entire army, but that's easier said than done. Maybe one day we'll be there, but we're not quite there yet. I've got 3 groups over here that will attack one group. Not a great choice. I wouldn't advise doing that. I thought I could overwhelm them. Every time I believe I could do that, it never works out. But we've got our front lines over here. We're about to charge in. It's kind of a weird area to be at. But here we go now.
Is under attack.
My hero is under attack? Well, good. That was always part of the plan, buddy. I'm heavily outnumbered, by the way. Here we have our first real challenge of our campaign, where I am heavily outnumbered. Units are going to break. They're charging down at me right now. That's why I believe playing a bit more defensively would have been much easier. Then I could bide my time and say, hey, I'm just going to take a nap right over here. Don't mind me. I'm just doing what I do best. Now, what else do we have? We've got Pythian spears. We've got 2 groups of militia. They're fighting 1 group of light spearmen. You never want to do that. You want to flank instead. My idea was to send my militia over here to go fight them, but that did not work out. We're still fighting over here too. We're using our Blood of Heracles right now to deal more damage for Achilles. He doesn't have a lot of kills right now, but he's keeping a lot of them busy, which is nice too. So over here, we've got some young spears. We've got over here my young spears attacking a group of, what now? Sword skirmishers. So I'll want to charge in behind them eventually. That's going to be a great way to break them quickly. And we're also using a few throwing weapons. Now my Centaur fighters are trying to move behind their entire army. That way we can flank them. Now if they break, my fighters will be able to chase down a bunch of routed units or broken units. Over here I've got Aegean runners who are fighting far too many. I've got my slingers close by at a few kills now. Unfortunately they have a hero attacking us too. See over here, I'm trying to get my Centaurs to go attack their 2 ranged groups. I thought maybe they could quickly and easily win. Oh no, I was wrong. The gods were laughing at me. They were having a good time, going, ha ha ha, what a fool. So we're back over here again. My Centaurs did finally charge in right at these sword skirmishers. There we go. We'll want to quickly converge in many different groups. I'm using range attacks over here from my hunters. That's right. Oh, now they could hunt easily. They could easily hunt. They could ride down, I don't know, deer. I think that would work out. I've got my champions over here, my champions of Phthia. They're fighting in the middle of many units. My spearmasters are holding many off right now. Now, unfortunately, again, we're having to deal with their heroes. Over on my left flank, I've got my Pythian spears attacking some light spearmen. I've got my militiamen trying to flank a few other groups too. Oh no, my spearmen, they're losing heart. Yeah, they're being hit on too many sides right now. Over here is where I've got my Centaurs now moving away. I was like, forget about it. I'll come over here and handle business and come back for you later. You've got to make choices like that. Way over here, I'm still having my Centaurs help out. That's a shattered group of enemies. I've got Aegean runners who have nearly 100 kills. They're fighting young spears, which shouldn't be too difficult. And my spearmasters again are holding off so many different enemies. They have only 85 kills right now. They took a lot of damage. Well, they have now nearly 90 kills. My slingers are now broken. They'll be back in time. My militia are holding off a hero group. Now fodder, if they're holding off a high value target for a long period of time, that's really good. My Centaur fighters are still trying to kill these renowned slingers. They're kind of getting there, but they're still holding on. Alright. We've got some broken units who are now back. Young spears, let's zoom out real quick and just have a good look at what's happening. So my Centaur hunters, they're currently attacking a group of sword skirmishers. I've got a group of Aegean runners running down a group of their spears. And we come back over here to see what's happening. Their warmongers attacking my poor militia group still. Achilles is currently going after another warmonger, trying to break him. My spearmasters now have over 100 kills, and they're barely losing anything. Now, my javelins over here are targeting many different units. They have nearly 200 kills, which is bananas. It's loco, baby. All right, now over here, what do we have? We've got slingers who have over 50 kills. They're coming back. We'll want to target a group of sword skirmishers who are charging in at me. Hopefully they'll break in time. We come back over here. My fighters are now chasing after a group of young spears right from behind. Now they're very, very good at that. They're doing a good job, and we're painting everything red. Everything is red today. It's hot. All right, Centaur scouts are over here at, wow. Look at that, over 300 kills as they break. It's very important to chase after broken units if you just want them to be away forever. You don't want them coming back. Achilles is still fighting. He held out the entire time, got only 20 kills. That guy is broken too. We're over here going after light spearmen. We can zoom out again and see what's happening. We're just hitting everyone at multiple points. I've got a group of islanders over on my right flank, but they're breaking right now. We've got over here some other units that are trying to return. They're like, hey, I've got some fight left. And I'm like, nope, you're the meat and I'm the tenderizer. It's over for you. You're being pounded out. And so we have won our most major battle to date. That's how we did it. We charged in. We flanked a lot on the right flank. I used my centaurs extensively. I mean, look at how many we killed over here. That's a lot of dead bodies. And then they were held off by my more powerful spearmasters. They had, of course, 2 heroes, but they couldn't do it. So we're back over here. I've got my spearmasters charging in. Nearly 200 kills. They're going after a group of light spearmen and beating them. I mean, have a look at my spearmasters. Good luck, idiots! You'll need luck. I don't need luck. I've got Spearmasters of Elysium. We're okay. We're doing just dandy. Space dandy. He's a dandy guy in space. Anyway, good anime. All right, back over here. We've got sword skirmishers who have come back. Now we're at a point where we're just cleaning up. We had the party. We're just cleaning up a bit, but we've got a few stray dogs who are like, hey man, got any drinks? And we're like, yeah, dude. On the floor. All right, so we're back over here now with a hero. We've got sword skirmishers close by. Young spears are fighting. We're just chasing after. We're just cleaning up what's left. It's really not a big deal. My spearmasters have how many kills now? 199. My marines over here have over 360 kills. My centaurs are chasing after fleeing units or units that are just trying to stick around. All right, party's over. Be gone. Nice hair, buddy. And we are done. We have won.
Victory is close enough.
The Battle of Eretria has been decided today. Now we may move on. May all of you gather in Elysium. Be at peace. Now that was a tough one, but we did beat them. A few units got a lot of kills. A few kind of got caught off guard. Now look at the numbers here. They had 3,827. I had 2,267. We captured over 400. They lost over 3,200. I lost over 1,100. Time to replenish again because we should. Because we should, and now we've done that. Oh really? You'll give me bronze for food? Heck yeah. Usually, they want me to give up like stone or gold. Like that. No, I'm not going to do that, buddy. I should really fight you because you wanted me to do that. Alright, here we go. So we've got, let's see, a local hero of some renown. Their agile band tracks a stray griffin deep through the heart of your territory. Such a majestic creature ought to be rescued. Earn the beast its freedom, and in turn its loyalty may be yours. Really? Here's our new mission, blood for a gold piece. So I need to defeat you. After I beat the Abantes, hopefully he'll still be here. I'm assuming they'll just wait here until I'm ready to fight. For some time, your people, from peasantry to priests, have brought you word of a seeming impossibility. A live griffin roaming your skies. Darker rumors also fly of outlanders. Interesting. So we'll have to watch out for them. They're garbed in skins and nuggets of gold, one-eyed and terrifying in their mastery of hunt and scouting. Now if I do that, I'll get a lesser griffin. That's what I want. But for now, we're way over here, and I've got to defeat my enemy. Yeah, sure, we can auto-resolve. They're pretty much done for. That was a massive battle anyway. Alright, I did lose a few units, but again, that's okay. I'm going to occupy. Done. I found some new warriors too. I've got my Spearmasters. If I lose cheap units, so be it. And what's over here? Famous hero. Cheaper to recruit units. Or over here, attrition goes down. I like that a lot more. Attrition can be a huge pain. So we did that. I can't get any giants yet. I'll need a special building for that. And we've got one more location to go after. Unfortunately, it's way down over here, so I've got to watch out. And until then, I probably need a few cheap units. I'll take more spearmen right now. Okay, good. It'll take me a few turns to patch up. And again, I'm assuming they'll just be over here waiting for me. They've got their unique units too. 44 missile damage, interesting. They've got traps, okay. Natural advantage. A bonus to movement speed and melee attack while on rough terrain. Alright, we'll call it here for right now, but once we're back, we're going to finish our war fighting the Abantes. Afterwards, we'll come over here to get our lesser Griffin. We're currently only on turn number 9. We have a lot to do. Thank you for watching, everyone. Until then.